go and grab you some tea. Grab you some tea. Put your cozy clothes on. And get ready. Get real comfortable. Because this is about to get real spicy. Cut. Just playing, y'all. I don't know how spicy this is about to get. I saw a few of the questions, but I only got this tea because your girl is getting over being sick. I was sick as a dog. I can't even talk. I was sick as a dog these last few days, and today was the first day I felt a little bit better. So here we are. I had work to do, so I'm like, well, since I got my makeup on, let me go ahead and proceed with doing this Q&A video. But I have my peppermint ginger tea. I added some turmeric and some lemon and some raw honey because my throat has been feeling so bad, y'all, and this has helped me so much. And I don't know, y'all. Honestly, I don't know how juicy this Q&A is about to be. I have not done a Q&A in a while. I can't remember the last time I did a Q&A. I did see a random Q&A from years ago pop up on my feed a few days ago, and I was looking at some of the questions and my mannerisms, and y'all, I am 30. Did y'all miss that? I am 30. I am excited. I am a lot less anxious than I was before I actually turned 30, because y'all know your girl was freaking out. I was more so nervous because I'm like, I don't know, I think it was really just the number itself. Like 30 is like a big age, and I was like, I'm about to be freaking 30. And now that I'm 30, like, I feel great. I feel like so much has changed about me in so little time, but no, I don't want to say I feel like I'm being cliche. I genuinely feel like so much has changed about me in so little time. But we're not about to sit here and chit chat too much longer, y'all, because we came here for this Q&A. So I posted on my Instagram. Hold on, did I even introduce myself? I had to. Y'all, let me run this back. Hey guys, I'm Keesha Kaylee. Welcome back to my channel. A special welcome to all of my keys and duns. If you're new to this channel, then go ahead and subscribe and tune in for all of my content, my daily content. Actually, I'm not daily anymore. I am more so weekly. But if you're watching this right now, I am posting a lot more during Vlogmas. And yes, I am really excited to be doing this Q&A. So like I was saying, I did post this on my Instagram yesterday. And I saw a couple of questions when I was looking through them, but I didn't go back and look in its entirety. So let's go ahead. I got to go to my archives, y'all, because the post has already expired. It's been over 24 hours. But I wanted to get on, like, put on something real cute, but y'all, I don't feel my best, so I was like, let me just be comfortable, because your girl probably gonna be sitting here talking for a long time. I can't even find it. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I got my post up, and I'm literally, oh, what the world? So I got my post up, and I'm literally, I don't know, should I scroll all the way to the bottom or should I start at the top? I guess we'll just start at the top and work our way down. I think that'll be easiest. So let me make sure it's focused, because I know this camera probably is trying to focus on all these patterns behind me, and I hate when I'm editing and I just see myself out of focus. Like, that just literally annoys me. So anyways, let's go ahead and get right into this video. I want to edit this. I want to go through as many questions as I possibly can, and I don't want to have to edit. That's the thing. I don't want to have to edit. So Father God, I come to you and ask you to watch over my words. Help me process my answers in the best way the first time when I say my answer, so that we don't have to go through a long drawn out edit. This is going to be a very lengthy video, guide, and I want to go to sleep on time. The first question is, are you on any prescription medication? No. The next question is, would you, and I want to put the questions on top of the screen, but see, that's what's going to take up all the time with all the editing. So I don't know if we're going to get to all that. But the next question is, would you be open to a poly relationship? No. Do you want more kids? Yes. Do you have any investment accounts? Yes. What's your favorite thing about you? What's your favorite thing about Jeremy? I feel like I answered this on our birthday video when we went live there. But my favorite thing about I have a lot of great things I like about myself, and I have a lot of great things I like about Jeremy, but I gotta limit it to one. So one of my favorite things that I like about myself is how well I treat people. The people that I care about, I treat them really, really good. One of my favorite things that I like about Jeremy is I like that I get to see Jeremy. Y'all get to see Splash, and I know y'all never hear me call him Splash, even though he be wanting me to. He be like, "Why y'all always calling me Jeremy?" But I get the real Jeremy. Like I see a side of him that a lot of people would never see, his vulnerable side, and I just love that. What's your favorite thing about each of the girls? Everybody, like, I feel like y'all always ask these type of questions, but we're gonna keep going because I don't ever mind talking about my babies. So let's go in order from oldest to youngest. So Journie, my favorite thing about her is she is so well mannered. She is extremely, like, she's so sweet. She's such a sweetheart. Jiya, I love that Jiya is very driven, very determined. Like, she has great perseverance. When she puts her mind to it, she is going to figure it out. Like, I love that about her. Jori, I love that she's so her. Like, she doesn't let anyone or any environment change who she is, like, at all. Like, I love that about Jori. How does it feel to see your sweet not y'all calling them my sweet girls. How does it feel to see your sweet girls being cheerleaders like you hoped? Well, they're still young, so they still have room to say no, they don't want to cheer. But for now, they love cheer. And I think, like I've said this before, like, I don't have to live through my kids when it comes to cheering. If y'all see me looking over here a lot, it's just I'm really trying to make sure it does not stop focusing on me because there's not a solid background. But because y'all know I'm 10 years into this YouTube thing, so I know how to keep my good eye contact. But I'm not living vicariously through my kids. I've been there, done that with cheer. Like, I dreamt of being, you know, captain of the cheerleading team and competing with All-Star. I did that. I was captain. I competed All-Star. I cheered for years and years and years and years. I love the girls cheering, but since I don't have to live vicariously through them, I'm not so attached to the point where if they don't want to do it anymore, I'm going to be like mad at them or anything like that. Like, I would love for them to cheer and follow in my footsteps, but seeing them do it right now just makes me happy because they genuinely just like the sport in general, but not just because mommy did it. We just have a special bond because mommy did it, if that makes sense. How is real estate going? Is there anything that shocked you once you became one? Real estate is going really good. I am off to a better start than I anticipated. I currently have, how many listings do I have out right now? I can't even keep up. Like, that's how blessed I am, you guys. Like, I remember when I first got my license, I was like, I gotta have one listing within my first year, and I thought it was gonna be so impossible because I was getting so many buyers. I was like, I don't know. One, like, it's also within like my circle of people that I know. Most people that I know don't already own a house to be selling it in the first place. They're in the process of purchasing their first homes with my age range. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm probably not going to find someone who's selling their house that I can list for a period of time. And look at me. I have not even hit my first freaking year and God has blessed me. I knew I could do it, y'all. I knew I could do it. So I have officially one house under contract, 3 houses that are also listed, and one more listing coming in 2 more weeks. So I'm so excited about that. But that wasn't the question. The question is, how's real estate going? And is there anything that shocked me? No, I'm not really shocked about anything when it comes to real estate, to be honest. Everything that has happened so far, I anticipated. I anticipated how the different personalities and the different thought process of a buyer and a seller. Like, I kind of already anticipated that, so I'm not shocked about any of this. Any advice on becoming an influencer, getting brand deals? Would you mentor me? So I've already done a mentorship. At this current time, I'm not mentoring because I'm so focused on so many other different things. I just don't really have the time. But any advice on becoming an influencer? I guess the biggest advice that I could give you is make sure you're trying to just become an influencer for the right reason. Like, people think that it's like so easy to be an influencer. Make sure you're the type of person who has influence, if that makes sense. So figure out what your niche could be and what your audience genuinely looks at you for. Like, the people who follow you, what would they be interested in seeing you do or talk about or showcase? Because it ain't easy being an influencer. I promise you that. I promise you that. But I have done mentorship courses, and I can't remember if I still have any that's available. I think I do have some of my webinars that's available. So go into my Keesha and Jeremy website and look at one that's available. Hi boo, I'm an up and coming designer and I would love to make you something. Measurements. To be honest, I don't know my measurements. I feel bad. Does everybody just know their measurements? I know my boobs are 32D, but I don't know anything else, like my other measurements. I know my clothes size. I am extra small, but now that like my boobs have gotten done for the third time, I don't fit extra small tops the way I used to, so I had to get rid of a lot of them. I'm more of a small now because my boobs are spilling out and my waist is still small. And yeah. Was it hard getting into real estate? I wouldn't say it was easy. Are you talking about like the course or like actually getting clients? The course was one of the most rigorous things I've ever done in my life. I did do online. Actually getting out there, getting clients. I was really determined, and I am really determined. And I knew that there are a lot of bomb ass real estate agents here in Georgia. So I had a lot of work to do to prove myself, because some clients, they want to interview multiple real estate agents and they want to make sure they're getting the best person for the job. And a part of my resume, I don't want to say, hey, I just got my real estate license. Choose me. Because 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to go with somebody who's been doing this for like 2 to 10 years or something like that. So I never got intimidated by the process because I have been interviewed 2 or 3 times so far since getting my real estate license for different clients. And all of the times that I interviewed, I've always been selected. But I will say that it did make me, it did make my work ethic grow even more than it already was. I had to work really, really, really hard to make sure that I proved myself. Do you want more children? Do you plan to do a meet and greet? Yes, I do want one more child. And do I plan to do a meet and greet? No, but it is official. We are locked in for the 2024 Key and Done trip. Stay tuned on the vlog that's going to come out Monday, because I got some really exciting news about the trip and everything like that. So just stay tuned for that. Any plans for a wedding? You will be a stunning bride. Thank you so much. So unfortunately, I don't have any plans for a wedding because I'm not a fiance. No, but seriously, seriously, you guys, hold on. Let me drink some more of my tea, y'all. Ooh. It's such a love-hate relationship I have with this question about marriage and weddings, because a woman is not the one that proposes. So when everybody's always asking me, like, when do you plan on being married? Married. I'm like, I couldn't tell you. I'm not a man. Like, obviously, me and Jeremy have been through a lot of adversities throughout our relationship. And he has proposed already before. But we all read the book and saw what happened after that proposal, unfortunately. And now we are at a place where I have expressed that, you know, I am ready to take that next step. So if he was to get down any day now, then it will be definitely a different response. But I can't make him get down any day now, unfortunately. We talked about it in counseling, and like I said, he was the one who actually initiated counseling, because his exact words to me was he wants us to prepare for getting married, so that made me happy. But I don't really have any other feedback to give you guys about that, y'all. I'm sorry. I wish I knew, but I just don't. I don't. And I cringe so much when people like keep trying to put that on me, like wedding, or make women feel less than. Like, I understand I got 3 kids and, you know, I'm just a baby mama, but like I said, I can't really do anything about it. I can't do anything. What's the hardest thing you overcame 2023? I guess the hardest thing that I overcame, woo, y'all, this year went by so freaking fast, because literally the first thing that happened this year was I got my real estate license. And it does not feel like I got my real estate license in January. It does not feel like that at all. Time went by so fast. But I guess the hardest thing that I overcame was could I say my lack of boundaries? Can I say that? I mean, y'all wouldn't know. I guess I got to tell y'all this is why it's my Q&A. But I would say that because that was one of the biggest parts of me becoming a different version of myself when I aged to 30. But no, seriously, you guys, I would say the hardest thing that I don't know. I have to literally reflect on this entire year. But I want to say the hardest thing that I overcame is just accepting things for what they are and not being able to control things for what they aren't, for different situations throughout my life. And once I've accepted those things for what they were, like, I was more at peace. More at peace. And I don't really want to get into the specifics of what those situations were, to be honest, y'all, but that's just the gist of it. Do you get overstimulated? The heck I don't. Yes, girl. I feel like that's my biggest downfall as a mom. Yes, 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 yes. I don't know what mom doesn't get overstimulated. I make it look easy, y'all, but I definitely get overstimulated. Thank God to my village. Thank you, God. Seriously, because I do have a village and I'm so grateful for my village, but I'm still mom. And we all know everything falls on mom. As much of a village you can have 10 people up in here. You can have a nanny, a chef, a cleaner, or like housekeeper, or, you know, the dad's still there, like all the above, and it still falls on mama. So yes, I get overstimulated, especially when I first started off like real estate, and having to get adjusted to traveling and being a content creator for the last 10 years. I was so in control of my own schedule. I didn't have to worry about anyone calling me in for meetings outside of the house, this, that, and the third. So having to get acclimated with that and being away from the girls, and then this being the year that they start freaking preschool, Journie and Jiya, it was a lot. It was a lot. So then them being on the schedule for school, like, oh, it was a lot, y'all. But yeah, so that was the question. That was the answer. Any more children in the future? Yes, we do hope, God willing. What advice do you have for someone who wants to get into the real estate field? Do it. Like I tell everybody else, with anything else you want to do, you just got to go do it. Since you are purchasing another home, do you regret purchasing a home you're currently in? Absolutely no. No. I'm a first-time homeowner in my family, and this was a beautiful experience to purchase my first home. What I do regret was not purchasing, like, we lived in so many high-rises and condos, and then when we rented the house out in Sandy Springs, we were paying $4,500 a month. Yes, y'all heard me correctly, $4,500 a month. And no one in my family owned a property, so no one could literally tell me, like, hey, you can go. And my dad used to tell me, like, you should go buy a property because you spending all this high ass money in rent. You know, I'm trying not to laugh because I don't want to choke. I got so much mucus in my body from being sick. It's ridiculous. I never seen this much mucus in my life. I know this is TMI, But seriously, my dad used to tell me, like, y'all need to go buy a house. That I'm like, Dad, I don't got no kids. Da, da, da. Then when I got kids, I'm like, Dad, my kids can't even do nothing. They in the room with me. Da, 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 da. But I wish I would have been a lot more educated with real estate, or someone could have sat me down and really educated me with real estate. So that's my biggest regret. I wish I would have bought it when it was much cheaper years ago. So by the time we did buy our first house, we could have damn bought a mansion at this point. But I'm so grateful with this house, this process, the journey, the experience. I prayed for this house. We got this house. There's nothing to complain about. Has your mom thought about what she'll do with her extra time once all 3 girls are in school in the fall? No. My mom actually started her own business. I did talk about it in the, what vlog will that be? Y'all, I've been vlogging so much. I think it's gonna also be out on Monday, because yeah, probably be out in the Monday vlog where I talked about it, or it could be out on a Friday's vlog. But yeah, so my mom has a baking business that she's starting up, or that she already started for in November. But even when a girl starts school, she'll still be our nanny, the kids, because honestly, to be honest, my mom is here early in the morning when because she wants to be here early in the morning. Like, I don't know how to really explain it, but my mom is an overachiever mom. Like, she's an overachiever mom. She's the best mom ever. Like, her schedule. Well, we actually never gave her a schedule, like hours. She just knows what time she wants to get here. But when the girl started school, she started getting here early. The first week, I think she got here at her regular time. And then after that, next thing you know, here she is showing up. And I'm like, Mama, what you doing here? She's like, well, I just want to be here. And that's just my mom. And I'm going to let my mom be as involved as she want to be, because that's my mama. And life is short. And I'm like, I hear so many horror stories of people who lose their mom, and like, I could not imagine my life like that. If you are watching this right now, you've lost your mom, like, my heart truly goes out to you. So as long as my mom is here, I'm gonna love my mom to the fullest. So if my mom wanna be here, I ain't gonna tell her no, but she gets here and she be doing other stuff too. So she don't just sit here and watch kids and stuff like that. She be on her phone. Like, I tell y'all that all the time. Like, she don't got no real job description. What's the next question? Oh yeah, she started her baking stuff, but I'll talk about it more in the next vlog. When you and Jeremy getting married? And by the way, you are a good mother. Love how you love your, I can't see the last word, but I think we're supposed to be saying kids. But like I said, I don't know when I'm getting married. What do you like most about vlogging and being in real estate? What are the downfalls of both? I like the most, like the thing I like the most about vlogging is being able to keep up with the memories, and share my memories, like, especially the exciting stuff with all of my supporters, but also just having these memories for the future. Like, the girls are so young now, and they love, like, before they went to sleep, they were watching the Vlogmas videos. Like, they love it. And it just makes me so happy, like, how much they love watching and supporting. But even more so when they get older and they have their own kids, and their kids have their own kids, they'll always be able to come back and be like, my great grandma was a YouTube content creator, and this her channel, and this all the videos, and this my great cousin's birth video, and this thing when they went to prom. Like, I love that. My favorite part about being a real estate agent is I love making people's lives and dreams come true. Most of my clients have been first-time home buyers and have been newbies to owning property and being overwhelmed by the process and what goes into that. And when I come and I simplify it, and I'm like, every thing that they throw at me, they're like, but this could be an obstacle, but this could be an obstacle. I gotta come back for it all, and I can help everybody. Y'all, I feel like my nose is getting more and more clogged up as I talk. Hope I don't sound crazy when I'm editing this freaking video. Oh my gosh, hold on, y'all. Ooh, okay, this is the best I'm gonna have to do. So hopefully, okay, we're gonna have to keep going. But yeah, I love being a part of people's biggest purchase of their lives. The downfalls. YouTube, of course, y'all already know the downfall of YouTube is the invasiveness. Like, people feeling like they know and can speak on and troll us or myself because of YouTube. And the downfall of real estate is wasting time. Yeah, there's a lot of people who don't understand how much work it goes into being a real estate agent. Um, excuse me, you guys, traveling to show houses and do contracts, and it takes a lot of communicating with different agents just to get you your dream home, and then kind of just like back out or just be like, oh well, that was the end of it type of thing. So that's probably been like the biggest downfall, especially when it's like things are like right at their fingertips or right at my fingertips to help them. Like I just want to help everybody, so when I feel like I haven't done that, it kind of puts a dagger in me, but it just kind of prepares me even more mentally for the next clients. When do you guys think you guys will try again? I told Jeremy I'm not trying again until I become a wife, or at least a fiance on the verge of being a wife, but more so a wife because I don't want to be pregnant at my wedding. Have you fully built your trust back with Jeremy? As far as fully building my trust back, when it comes to my relationship with Jeremy, our relationship is like night and day. The insecurities that I used to deal with after the cheating have diminished, and we are at a really good place when it comes to like trusting one another. Well, never like he didn't trust me, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. But like we're at a really, really good place as far as like have we fully built it back. We're in therapy, like I've told you guys before. Have you and Jeremy made peace in your relationship? Has therapy helped? Speaking of therapy, we're still in therapy, like I said. And therapy, I recommend therapy tens across the board. I love therapy. I definitely recommend finding a great therapist. We went through BetterHelp, but through BetterHelp, like it's another app called Regain that is specifically for couple therapists and stuff. And Jeremy, like I said, he was the one proposed the idea a couple of months ago for us to start doing therapy to prepare ourselves and strengthen our relationship prior to, getting engaged, going into marriage. And we did go through 2 therapists. When I went through BetterHelp, I was on BetterHelp before, like I started during a pandemic, and I went through about 3 therapists. That's why I love BetterHelp. And I know some people like, I love to sit in the office, blah, blah, blah. I've done therapy for years. I started when I was a little girl. You already know I dealt with being violated as a child, and it was a nightmare. But anyways, I saw at least 3 or 4 different therapists in person, different therapists. And I also did couples therapy with my ex in person. I haven't seen such a huge difference that would make me choose one over the other. The real reason why I love the experience I have now with BetterHelp, the app, and this is not sponsored, but you can sponsor me, BetterHelp, if you're watching, but it's because we have the ability to cancel a therapist without having to break up and make it awkward, and then look through the profiles of other people and find another one. Whereas like going to an office, like there have been times where I have had therapists and I didn't like them, so to speak, but there was nothing I can do about it, so I tried to just thug it out. Because once you commit and sign up and do all this other stuff, it's like you kind of committed. But with BetterHelp, it was like so much easier. So even with me and Jeremy, we didn't like our first therapist. After one session we were done, we was like, yeah, that didn't work out. And then we just went through the profiles and found someone else. Jeremy preferred a guy, so we found a guy, and we really love our therapist. Whew. Why do you always let the kids share food instead of ordering from? I messaged this girl because I did see her message. Let me see if she messaged me back, because I was like, girl, I can't even get to it right now. But anyways, I did message her because I was like, are you being serious with this question? I hate when people, okay, when you're given the opportunity to ask any question, that's like the comment section where you have the opportunity to comment anything. When I see stuff like this, it just makes me wonder, because I'm like, out of everything you could have possibly asked, what made you think to ask this question? That's why I'm like, these people must be playing a joke. Like, this got to be a joke. But if this person was serious, because I don't know if they responded back when I DM'd them and was like, are you serious? Because I think I DM'd like 3 people. The first person, I think they were serious with their question. The second person, they weren't serious because they started cussing me out. So they was just wanting to troll. And this person, I didn't check. Okay. So since you asked this question, and I don't know if you were serious or not, I'm gonna just answer it, and hopefully you're watching this and you can have a better understanding. When you go to a restaurant, for one, which my girls go all the time, we go out to eat. Most times when we go out to eat, not all restaurants have the best kids menu. They typically have kids food, like little chicken tenders or a corn dog or a little side of mac or whatever type of concoction they done created in that kitchen. Most times when we go out to restaurants, especially when you're eating with toddlers, you can order an adult meal that I never finish as an adult. So I know a toddler is not going to finish as a toddler if I ordered them their own adult meals. So I felt like it's reasonable to order a meal that they love and we can split in different portions and delegate to the 3 kids. I thought that was smart because it is smart. Like, we order appetizers. My kids don't have to want for anything. If they ever at any point while they're splitting their adult portion meal say, "Mommy, I'm still hungry," I'll order something else. Like, I just really don't understand this question because it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's, I don't know. And like I said, maybe the person is serious, so I'm going to just answer it. But I don't know. I just thought it was common sense, but maybe not. How did you set up your camera? So I actually went to YouTube and I found a guy. I typed in Sony ZV-E10 YouTube channel setup, and I found a guy's video, and I kind of did a few other things that he recommended in the tutorial and worked it to what I was satisfied with. So I would have to film on my phone at another time, whatever those settings were, because I know a few people have also reached out asking me for my settings. Let's get a live Q&A on Instagram. Maybe, I guess, I don't know, when I go live again, I can definitely do that. Update to you and your boobs, please. Are they soft? Do I regret going to Dr. Khan, etc.? I do regret, unfortunately. And I only regret because I wasted my money getting them done, having to get them done essentially 2 real times and one, because okay, the first time I got my boobs done was my initial time. The second time I did not get my boobs done. I got one boob opened up and my implant was lifted up and I got closed back up. Literally, that's all that happened the second time I got my boobs done. There was no implant taken out, reconstruction, reconfigure, anything like that. If you look, which this is YouTube, they'll flag me, but I literally, it's so funny because I was looking at my pictures for something and I came across my boob pictures, and before I got my surgery done, I literally looked at my boobs and they're completely ill proportioned. My natural boobs were ill proportioned from breastfeeding. One was like sitting a little higher. You could tell which boob Jori sucked out of the most because Jori was the one who breastfed off my boob, and I got them done right before her. And once your boobs get done, they're going to settle in the initial position of your boobs, unless you find a doctor who knows how to reconstruct how your initial boobs were sitting. And that's for any doctor you go to when you get your boobs done. Whatever your boobs look like before, if you just stick an implant in and do the standard augmentation, they're going to settle how your initial boobs looked, unless you reconstruct them to be a certain way. So now, with my third time getting the surgery with Dr. Freeman, we went over my initial before picture so he can see exactly how my boobs settled. Then when we looked at my pictures after I got my boobs done with Dr. Khan, it made sense to him, like, duh, they settled exactly how they were before. It wasn't as noticeable because they were my natural boobs, so you couldn't really tell. But now when you add an implant in it, it's like an eyesore. Like, oh my gosh, you can see the problems. So what he had to go and do is reconstruct and reconfigure my entire cleavage area so that they were a lot more proportioned. And with that being done, with Dr. Khan, I got the same exact size implants. With him, he said there's no way I can get the same exact size implants because my boobs were, before the surgery, were different. So I had to get different size implants. So that's what we did. One of them is significantly bigger. I can't remember the measurements at this point, but if you go back to my boob video, you'll know because I put it on the video and in the description. They're different size implants. I think I'm like 470 with one and 430 with the other, or 490 and 450. I don't even know, but they're a big difference. When I heard it, I was like, wait, what? Because I didn't tell him what size to go to. I just told him, this is what I want to look like. This is like, I want high profile, blah, blah, blah. And I just showed him a picture of one of his previous patients that he had on his page. And I was like, I like how hers look, high profile. That's what I want to go for. And I told him, you choose what size looks best for me. I'm not going to choose. You choose what looks good for me. And when I woke up and saw my boob card, I was like, wait, what did you do? But I look great. So I love him. What are your next goals as a real estate agent? Will you ever teach new agents? My next goal as a real estate agent is to really, next year I want to kill the game when it comes to real estate. And I'm talking about closing after closing after closing after closing, client after client after client. I want to dominate in the real estate industry. I absolutely love real estate. I don't even want to limit myself by putting a numerical number on it, because that's, you know, your tongue is powerful, and I don't even want to speak that. Whatever God, I want an infinite number of possibilities to be in my close future. So that's exactly what we're gonna say. What are you looking to do different going into the new year? I don't really say I have anything that I want to do different going into the new year specifically. I don't really have anything like that I'm thinking of off the top of my head, if I'm being honest. Are you nervous about renovating a new house? Kind of, sort of. But nothing is set in stone. I told you guys, we found a builder already, and we've already constructed the house that we want. We've already designed it. We haven't moved forward with that because we didn't like the timing that it was. And when I spoke to other people and other agents who've been working in this, and they always like, what they're telling you, you need to add 4 to 5 more months. And we kind of was thinking like, we don't want to be displaced for almost a year. So we kind of tried to like figure out another way. And one of the other agents in my office who I started doing like the investment properties with, he gave me another option. So we were like, okay, it doesn't hurt to look into this other option, but we're not rushing this process whatsoever. Like literally whatsoever. Y'all are doing married people things, so when are you making it legal? We already answered that. When are you and Jeremy trying for a baby boy? Well, we're going to try for a 4th child. Like, I feel like it's so much pressure for us to have a boy because we already have 3 girls. And it's like, oh my gosh, you're going to have this 4th boy. And I know moms who have 6 girls or 6 boys. Like, it could happen. We could have another girl. Like, that could happen, seriously. When's the wedding coming? We already answered that. What are 5 things you learned this year? 5 things that I've learned this year. Keep people around you who are doing better than you so you can continue to stay inspired. Be mindful of how you treat others because karma is extremely real. And not because I did anything to anybody and I had karma, is because of the opposite. Like, someone did something to me like a while ago, and I remember some point of this year. I ain't gonna try to get too specific because I don't want nobody trying to read between the lines, but somewhere between this year, like they tried to reach out and blah blah blah, and nope, and I stood on it. I stood on business. The 3rd thing I would say is that I learned this year was what can I say? mommies take breaks too. It's okay to take a break as a mom. For so long, and I'm still kind of learning it, so that's not a full learn. I halfway learned that, and I really learned that towards the end of the year with my birthday trip going to Africa, because literally, y'all, if y'all would have really seen behind the scenes, like, I was acting a freaking fool to have to be away from the girls for so long. But I really had to learn, like, I have to still live my life. Like, my girls are going to be okay as long as I have a great village around, and, you know, in good hands and good care. For I was I don't know what to say. Come back to me for 4 or 5. I don't want to be here all along on this point. I feel like those are good 3 points. One self goal for next year. I told you guys. Do you want more kids? Told you guys. Have you and Ashley found a common ground for co-parenting? Well, I'm not co-parenting with Ashley. So there's that. Any regrets on any of your plastic surgeries? Only had plastic surgery. Oh, my boobs. Are you talking about like the fact that I've had so many? But I mean, I can't do nothing about it. The money's gone, and all you gotta do is make it back. So I already made it back, so I can't even dwell on it. Love how the house is turning out. How is the basement coming along? We are not renovating the basement. We're not renovating the basement. We are going to be gone. What made you want to sell the house and move? Well, it came down to us having to start processing for renovating the basement. And like I said, when we renovated all the other parts of this house, we had to settle for a lot of things, which are okay. I don't even want to say we settled. We had to just make it work. But within the renovations, we noticed that, like, long term, like, we had other aspects of our home that we really want. Like, I definitely want to have a playroom nook in the downstairs area of our home, kind of similar. Like, I remember when we was touring homes, there was one home that had like this really, really nice play area nook air, like, off of the kitchen. It was really nice. I also don't like the design of our home, like the cookie cutter come in the house. You have the dining room, you have the office, come in, you have the living room. I don't like that. Like, I don't want a cookie cutter design. Me and Jeremy don't want a cookie cutter design. That's why we knew, like, we're gonna have to design our own home. It's gonna be very, very hard, like, to even like a new construction built ground up from like DRB homes or something like that. Like, you can't do anything but choose your finishes. You can probably choose your cabinet colors and stuff like that, but we want to still have all the control that we possibly want. So we knew having to design our own home would be in our best interest, and yeah, that's that. So also the rooms, it's not practical for us to have a 4 bedroom when we already have 3 kids, and then Jeremy still has a son, and you know, we want to have a growing family. So it's just kind of like, what if we were to get pregnant next year? Like, we're just thinking about if I have a ring on my finger. Like, I'm just thinking about everything. But when we first started thinking about it, because we've been put the house on the market, we've been decided that we were going to sell it. We just didn't talk to you guys about that. Sorry, y'all want a part of the family discussion. But when we talked about this months ago, we did have his son over a lot more. So we were like already considering like having to readjust the playroom and all those different things that you have to do. And then we kind of just like thought long term, like, well, Jori can't be in our room forever, and yes, she does have the like, yes, all 3 of the girls share that room, but you know, then we have to find somewhere to move the playroom stuff, and then the guest room will have to be in the basement. So there was just a lot of things that were just not practical long term for us. So we just knew we're gonna have to sell our home and just really get what we want. So right now it's working, but that's why I was like, we're not rushing the process, because right now it's practical, but we know it's not going to be practical within like the next year or so. So that's just kind of why we want to sell the house. Are you happy with the state of your YouTube platform now? Yes, I'm absolutely happy. I love my keys and my duns who show up every day and support, who are highly engaged. Now y'all can comment a little bit more. So we're going to have that conversation right now. Yes, when y'all see me post, if y'all on y'all phone driving, then okay, when you get back to that, when you get to your job, or when you get where you need to get to, you need to open up your YouTube and comment in the comment section. I love to see you guys commenting, but all in all, like, I love love you guys supporting. I feel like I don't know, I love YouTube. I'm in a positive place with my platform, and yeah, I love where I'm at right now. Do you plan on living in any other states in the future? No. No. Advice for a 25-year-old starting their own family next year. Are you already pregnant, or are you like planning on starting? But I would, okay, so this is my advice for anyone at any part of their life starting a family. You and your significant other need to have a pre-pregnancy discussion. And if you're already pregnant now, it's never too late. Have a pregnancy discussion about what life is going to be like once baby or babies are here, because dynamics change. When you get pregnant, you're going to be changing for the entire time the baby is cooking in your body. Literally, the man is going to change, and he may not understand those changes. So you guys need to have a very clear understanding and communication about what that looks like for you guys, what healthy communication, what boundaries you guys are going to put in place, so that you guys can make sure you don't get too far away from each other. If you're already pregnant and you already in the kick of things with the pregnancy, then think about what post baby looks like. Once the baby comes out and they're coming home with you guys, talk about those things as well. Talk about what things you may need or want from a partner at that time. How, like, closed mouths don't get fed. Explain to your partner things that matter to you. And even guys, like, explain to your partner, if you're done watching it, explain to your partner in ways that they can show up, so you don't feel like it's just you being left out and it's just like the baby. Think about, as a guy, what ways you can show up for your partner. She's going to be breastfeeding now. She's going to look at her body a lot more differently. Think about those ways that you can be there for one another, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. One of the biggest one of the biggest aspects of motherhood is parenthood as a whole. And making sure that whoever you are going to be raising your child with, one, make sure y'all choose somebody that you genuinely like, so that if the relationship doesn't work out, you can genuinely co-parent without having bitterness or animosity. Because once the parents have that bitterness or animosity towards one another, the baby is the one that suffers. So the biggest advice, especially the younger you are, the more challenging it could be, because I'm pretty sure the guy you're going to be bringing a baby into the world with is also around the age of 25. I'm assuming. I don't know. It could be a 30-year-old. Who knows? But all in all, you all have to remember that it's going to take a village. It's going to take two parents, not just one. Two parents to really bring that baby into this world and raise that baby or babies to be a productive, good citizen. Like, they have to grow up based off of what you guys instill, and however you water them is how they're going to grow. And if you water that baby or that child with toxicity, manipulation, gaslighting, selfishness, or like using the baby as a pawn, like, when you do things like that, that's what you're choosing to water your baby with. You're fertilizing your baby with all of those things, and subconsciously the baby is the one who's going to suffer. And they may not suffer at that immediate moment, but somewhere along their life, they're going to start being able to communicate how the things that their parents did or did not do for them as a child or a baby or a teenager is the reason why they are the way they are. I see too many of these shows all the time. I hear it all the time. Or even these celebrities talking about their issues. You see some of these celebrities' parents, and I don't want to call no names, so we're not going to take it there, but we see some of these celebrity parents on the internet, on the shade room, who they're constantly posting. Y'all know who I'm talking about. And we see what they watered their children with and how they turned out. So we gotta be mindful as a whole of what we choose. So that's one of the other things. I know that one of the first questions was like, what's one thing I love about myself and what's one thing I love about Jeremy? as a whole, I love the fact that no matter what stage we are in our relationship, whether we've been at our lowest or our highest points, or like we genuinely always have been able to come eye to eye when it comes to our children, because they matter. We don't want them to suffer. And in those moments where we were letting our selfishness get in the way of parenting, we had to both put our feet down, like, wait, hold up, wait a minute, let's wind this back. Because what we do, we may not understand or think our children are absorbing this, but they are. And the last thing we want them to do is start repeating a negative cycle of toxicity to the people around them. Like, you guys know, I don't even trying to be on my soapbox too long, but I really stand by this, you guys. I really stand by this. So I wish you the best with starting your family. It is a beautiful thing, but just make sure with whoever you're starting your family with, like, you just make sure you have those very uncomfortable conversations about parenthood and what that's going to look like for you guys in that dynamic. What is your toughest day-to-day challenge with self? Ooh, that's a good question. So my toughest day-to-day challenge with myself, oh, that's a good one. You got down with that one, girl. My toughest day-to-day challenge with self is giving myself grace. Like, and it kind of goes into like my previous answer with like 3 life lessons that I've learned with like, I use like with myself, I feel like I have to show up for everybody in every capacity. And I have to be at 100% in every single regard. I got to be at 100% with work. I got to be at 100% with myself. I have to be at 100% with my relationship. I got to be 100% as a mom. I got to be at 100% with everything. And that's just not always possible, especially not every single day. There may be days where I can just do it all and be superwoman and be at 100% with every single aspect of my life. And there's some days where I can only show up 80% as a mom and 20% with the energy at my job, or 100% on myself and no percent on nothing else. Like, there's just different things, because this is real life, and real life means that there's going to be different outliers that affect what I can show up for and how I can show up. So that has been one of my toughest day to day, is accepting, girl, it's okay. Like, you need to check out right now. Like, close the computer up. You can't do no work. Okay. Turn that business phone off. You can't go through these orders and talk to these clients right now. Close that computer up. You can't send no emails. Okay, babe, go get the girls. I'm frazzled. I can't even play house right now. I need you to go play house with the girls, or do something, or go take the girls out, or whatever. Like, hey, babe, I can't take the girls to cheer. I need you to go take them to cheer. Like, especially when I was sick these last few days, I couldn't do nothing. And I couldn't do nothing. It was so crazy over the weekend. And I was just remember like laying on a bed, sick as a dog. And I was fighting because people were like texting my phone. Like, some of y'all, I don't know if you could be watching this right now. If I talk to you any point y'all are watching this on Wednesday, because I'm going to try to edit this when I'm done tonight. Y'all watching this on Wednesday, December 13th. If y'all talk to me December 9th or 10th and I sound chippery and upbeat, I was literally holding it together, because I was on my last leg. I could not breathe. I was sick as a dog, and I was really fighting for my life, answering calls, helping everybody else, because I don't have no off days when it comes to being an entrepreneur. And I remember after like one of my last calls, like after I was like, I cannot do this. Like, people keep calling me and texting me, or like wanting to call me, and I'm just like, I just don't have the energy to talk. But how can I explain to these people, like, hey, I'm doing all this work right now, but I'm sick. Like, people don't really get it because it sounds like an excuse. And it was just a lot. So having to understand, like, it's okay to like ask for help and not be able to give 100%. That has been my toughest day to day. On your relationship journey with God, what has been the most valuable lessons that you have learned thus far about yourself and people? Ooh. Okay, so my most valuable lesson that I've learned about myself and people is that God, which is all inclusive, but God, look to God when I lack, other than looking to myself or people. Did that make sense? Do y'all get that? Look to God for where I lack instead of looking to myself or to other people, because God has all those answers for me. Only God can help fulfill those things that I lack. Not myself. I don't have those answers for myself without God. And I can't get those answers from other people. Only He can. He's the provider of that. How is the real estate life treating you? I'm interested in getting my license. Do you feel like it's worth it? 100% worth it. But I've seen a lot of people already this year. I know plenty of people who got their license when I got my license, and they're out of the business already. I know plenty of people who just had their license that I met throughout this year, and they're like, I'm on to something different. You genuinely have to have a passion for real estate. I love real estate because this is not like a guaranteed check. It's like you got to go hunt down your check. You got to hunt down your people so you can eat. And a lot of people don't like that because, you know, if you go clock into a 9 to 5, at least you have some certainty that you're going to get paid for what your work ethic is. With real estate, I'm pretty sure there's other jobs like it, but there's not that many jobs that I work. Like, even when I do YouTube, as hard as I might, or how long it may take for me to edit, I know I'm going to get some type of money from the video or something from my work ethic. With real estate, I could put as much hours, time, and this, that, and the third. If a client backs out, a client backs out. No check. If a deal falls through, a deal falls through. I've had two deals fall through this year. I worked my ass off for both of those deals, and I saw $0 from them. That sucks. A lot of people can't live like that. A lot of people can't commit to being a full real estate agent because of that. Thank God I still have several other businesses that I can fall back on, because if I had literally nothing else but real estate, it would have sucked for me. It would have really, really sucked for me to have, you know, been betting on that money to like pay a mortgage or pay bills or blah, 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 or anything like that. And I can't do that. As a child of God, do you feel like following the Bible on marriage is important? I feel like as a child of God, I'm not married yet. And honestly, I have been very transparent with you guys that I just now took away my fear with learning the Bible or even trying to learn the Bible. So I'm not a scholar on Bible. Like, I'm not a scholar when it comes to the Bible. I know I can pretend to be. So I'm not going to sit up on my platform and be all holier than thou and so self-righteous. Like, oh, I'm strengthening my relationship with God, so blah, 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 blah. Like, no, that's just not what it is. I am opening up and sharing with you guys about this new journey that I'm walking. And I'm going to walk this journey in the path and strengthen my relationship with God and my understanding with God. The last thing, God knows I want to be married. If I could get down on my knees and propose to Jeremy, which I think somebody did ask me a question, like, would you ever propose to Jeremy? No. But that's what Jeremy's going to do. As far as, but I've also made it very clear, which I have put boundaries in place for Jeremy, which I'm not going to discuss all those boundaries, but that's between me and him. As far as like feeling like I now have to hurt, like I feel like when some people get into the journey with God, other people around them start shunning them or trying to, like, because they're like, okay, so a lot of people start their relationships with God, their journey with God. Somebody could have started their relationship with God last year, or their relationship with learning the Bible and having a better relationship with God last year or the year before or 5 years ago. And they're right here. They're all the way up here. They got all this knowledge. They got all this time with God. They got this new experience, blah, blah, blah. So when somebody else, they start their walk with God, here come the people who are all the way up there trying to look back and tell people like, hey, you need to be doing this. And they're having, they just started. Like, they're just trying to figure it out for themselves. And I'm at a point now where, like I said with the first question I was asked, I can't go to people or self for what I lack. I can only go to God. So when I have my relationship with God and I talk to him about certain things, I ask him to open my eyes up or help me to understand X, Y, and Z. I can't listen to what other people or what everybody else is doing on their journey. Now, people can give insight or anything like that, but only to a certain extent. Only to it. And I'm not saying that you meant your comment like that, but what I'm saying in general is I'm not there. So you may know something about like God's specific message when it comes to marriage and stuff like that, but I only know the generic stuff that we talk about in the universe. I don't know specifically the Bible because I'm just now even reading it. Now, if there are some scriptures or things you want to send to me, because I wouldn't know where to look. I wouldn't know at all where to look about what God says about marriage. Like, except for, like I said, the generic stuff that we all put out there in the universe. Because I'm the type of person, I have questions. So when people send stuff to me, I want to research it, talk to God about it. I have questions for other people who believe and feel this type of way. That's how I expound upon my knowledge when it comes to my relationship with God and what his teachings are and what he wants me to understand. But if there's anything about marriage specifically, like I said, feel free to leave those scriptures in the comments of this video, and I will 100% go and read them and do some research and talk to God about it. Can you do a cruise for the Keys and Duns trip, and can I be included? No, unfortunately, it's not a cruise. So this is a travel agency planning this, and we are 100% solidified. Today I had a meeting with a travel agent and we confirmed the trip. It will be announced on the Monday's vlog. We had enough people interested from the survey, and I will be going on the trip as well as Jeremy. And yes, so like I said, it will be first come first serve as far as like signups, but I've already I hand picked out the itinerary already, because like I said, this is a big deal because we had to like get the budget and all the other stuff. So like I said, stay tuned for the Monday vlog because it's gonna be lit, and I cannot wait for you guys to sign up so I can meet you guys and we can literally have a great time. And the last question I saw here was, do you guys want more kids? And we already know that answer. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.